And that of course requires that we do get buy-in from the exporters for those forecast volumes, and we then need to say, where's the 7 million trays going to be sold at value? So that's part of the process, working with exporters at an industry level to say, are we doing enough new market development for the trays that we're anticipating out of New Zealand? This is now showing the financial impact of the 5-year plan. The costs are in the blue bars and the income in the purple. This is costs excluding promotions and income excluding promotions. The promotion levy we collect from growers is ring-fenced. We get the promotion levy coming in a per tray rate every year, and we spend it on promotion. It goes up and down significantly with volume, and so we've taken it out of here because it is almost a profit and loss on its own. So this is looking at actuals for 2010 and 11 seasons, our budget for the 12-13 season. The costs include business as usual, or running the export systems, the AGA, the AIC and communications. It includes the projects I've talked about, the pruning trial, the ARC project and the new cultivar evaluation. It includes GIA, biosecurity and market access. But and all of those projects are actually for the full 5 years. And what we're saying is this is going up only by inflation. We're capping those costs. We're not adding over the 5 years new projects. We want to deliver the projects we've got on, deliver better the systems we have, and therefore we need the income to cover those costs. And what I'd now like to talk about is how do we source the income to cover the costs of the 5-year plan. I've used this slide for the AGM last year and in the Orchard Chats. Just this set is setting out the funding that AGA receives from growers. The commodity levies and the promotion levy are both part of the commodity levy renewal that we'll be seeking your support for. Commodity levies used for AGA management, for communications and for some research. Promotion levy, as we said, very specific promotional activities to drive demand and to maintain a premium in the markets. So those are our commodity levy income. Additionally, we've got income from the export marketing strategy, EMS management fee, and from registrations for growers, packers and exporters. And the EMS management fee and the registrations is to run or covers the cost of the export system, quality system, biosecurity, market access and recognised product group governance. And just to ensure it's clear the way we get approval for each of those types of funding, the commodity levy being the orange and pink boxes, growers must support a new commodity levy order every 6 years. So the process we're going through was last done 6 years ago, and we need to get a new commodity levy order with grower support for that new order. When we put the voting papers out to you in August, it will include the renewal rates that we want to include the rates that will set the levies at in their first year. And after that, each year at the AGM, there's a remit that sets the commodity levy rates for the season coming, not the current season, but the one after that. And this is different in terms of the export marketing strategy management fee. That's set each year based on the budgets that's set to cover the export costs, the export system cost. So the board approved the 2012-13 budget 6 weeks ago, and that included what the cost of the export system was, and we set the EMS management fee as a per tray rate to cover that cost. And the registration fees are generally just go up by CPI or not at all, and they're also set on an annual basis by the recognised product group and ratified by the AGA. In terms of the quantum of that funding, This chart shows from 2007-8 to the budget 12-13, setting out by, this is the EMS fee, promotions, commodity levy, and these are the ASBVD and market access fees. So just showing the quantum of those levies and fees over the last 5 years. It's also showing where we want to take it. We're talking a downward trend in terms of per tray levy rates, which is what we're showing in the 5-year plan. On top of the per tray rates, there's a 3% commodity levy for domestic fruit and processed fruit. So now some specific information on the commodity levy. This is the current commodity levy under the commodity levy order. The first part of it is a maximum of 50 cents, currently set at 37.5 cents, being a 20 cents promotion levy per export tray, a 15 cent export levy, and a 2.5 cent per tray ASBVD, repaying the biosecurity issue in 2005-06. This is the last year for 2012-13 is the last year of the ASBVD levy. On top of that, we've got a 3% levy on the first point of purchase on the domestic fruit and a 3% first point of purchase on processed fruit. So this is our current levy order, and at the end John will take you through the comparison of this versus what our proposal was for the next levy order. And just a reminder what we're using commodity levies for governance, admin and management, for communications, for promotions, and for research. We are required, when we reset or renew a commodity levy, we are required to have a consultation process. I believe it's part of what we are doing as an industry anyway. So the consultation process, we had 14 orchard chats across the growing regions. These were probably smaller groups of people. We didn't have a presentation and came out with a very wide range of issues from growers. All of those were put into the pot to say, what do we need to fix? How do we need to go forward? The information pack coming out to growers 10 days ago provided the support for these presentations, the 5-year plan and the commodity levy. This is the 9th of 10 grower roadshows. Again, good attendance, good grower feedback, and asking for grower support for the 5-year plan and the commodity levy process. The grower referendum, you'll be sent voting papers at the beginning of August for a vote that is required by the 7th of September. And again, we'll be asking for your support to say yes to the renewal of the commodity levy. As I said, there was a wide range of issues came out at the orchard chats. We could group 4 major concerns that came out at, I think, every orchard chat. How can we prevent last year happening again? And that very much tied with how do we ensure new markets are being developed? And hence the looking at new markets, understanding how we can monitor the development of new markets, how we can support exporters in that development so that we do have export destinations for New Zealand avocados. What needs to happen to improve returns? Looking at profitability, if you're not getting high yields and high pack outs, it's not giving a sustainable return. And how can we as an industry support growers to improve those returns, and what else can we do along the value chain to take costs out and to add value? And on the New Zealand market, how can we reduce the amount of poor fruit hitting the New Zealand market? We also had a remit at the 2011 AGM from the Far North growers, which was supported by vote at the AGM. They were asking for information up front about some options for funding. What else can we do to actually look at how we might fund the industry going forward? And so in terms of some options for you, I'd like to take you through some of those now. We've looked at some mechanisms that will reduce the levies and fees payable by the grower over time. We've looked at the ability to charge some of the fixed cost of the industry to each grower rather than have everything on a per tray rate. We're going to ask you if you feel there's a need to continue having a levy on processed fruit. At the moment in New Zealand, those who collect the levy and pay it to AGA are able to take a 10% collection fee, which we'd like to reduce to 5%. We've put together some information on other product groups in terms of the commodity levy structure that they're using. It's not quite finalised. We should have it on the website within the next week or so. And we've got some positive news in terms of some potential alternative sources of funding for the industry. This slide looks at how we might fund the 5-year plan. This is the same chart I put up earlier, the costs and income excluding promotion for the 5-year plan. What we then add is our export volume, which we're predicting with a blip up last year and coming down again. We are anticipating rising over time up to I think that's actually meant to be 7 million trays. And in terms of keeping a cap on these costs and having the income to cover those costs, this is the per tray levy rate that we're predicting, that we've forecast in our 5-year plan. So looking at a significant decrease in the per tray levy over the 5 years.